over to you. So, oh, it's been recorded. Thanks, Ross. I've forgotten. So, as you're all aware, it's the 37th annual National Volunteers Week from the 1st to the 7th of June this year. Nationally, it's kind of been branded as a time to say thanks, kind of aimed at, all the volunteers who've done such amazing work during the 2 lockdowns and the ongoing pandemic. And NCVO coordinated nationally, and they put together kind of a series of themes around the days, and there's a resource pack you can download from their website. We'll stick a link in the newsletter, which will go out tomorrow. Regionally, we've been talking to colleagues across Yorkshire, and we've kind of come up with a concept of using the colour purple as a way of representing our united thanks to volunteers, because purple is one of the key kind of branded colours from National Volunteers Week. So with that in mind, we've arranged for various civic buildings across the region to be lit purple from the 1st. All of them will be lit purple on the 1st of June, and then some more throughout the week. But it's not the whole region. It's most of West Yorkshire. So it's Bradford, Wakefield, Calderdale, Kirklees, Leeds, but then Barnsley, Sheffield. No, not Sheffield. Barnsley, Rotherham, and somewhere else as well. But what this means is in Bradford, you've got the Macmillan Tower, City Hall, and Forster Square Arches will be lit purple on the 1st of June. We're also asking, there's a press release attached to all this that's gone out as well. We're also asking people to wear purple on the 1st of June, or at any point during that week if you want to. In fact, I'm picking up a load of purple badges from Martin at Bread and Roses tomorrow. So if anyone wants a load of purple badges. So that's kind of what's going on across the region. Locally, we've teamed up with Citizen Coin and People Can from the council to fund a bit of a publicity push via the TNA, via local media. So we've got kind of a joint 3-page spread on the 1st of June, just promoting volunteering in general. And then that will continue throughout the month, actually, via the TNA's website and on their social media streams. Other than that, the only thing we're doing is we've teamed up with something called the Young Trustee Campaign. So we're running a series of social media ads promoting the benefits of young trustees to organisations and the benefits of becoming a trustee to young people. So that'll be running during, throughout 1st to 7th of June. So that's kind of what we're doing. So anyone else want to, if you're doing anything or you want to share anything? Mary, are you doing something? You want to share something?
Well, no, more important, I want to ask, that stuff that's going to the TNA, is it going out to the other newspapers like the Keighley News and the Ilkley Gazette? Now, I know the Ilkley Gazette is Thursday, but it's, it's still in the week.
No, well, we've just paid, we pay the TNA, so I don't know what the arrangement, I don't know, are they sister papers? Or
I think they might be. Can you check with them if they are running it in their other sister papers? It's a
3-page spread that is just going out on the 1st of June. So it's unless the papers go out on the 1st of June, it won't be. It will be shared on the websites and the social media feeds, but not in the physical paper other than the TNA.
See, this is the problem. It's always the TNA and never the, the other newspapers that actually are in the localities.
It's about cost. I can't afford to pay for like.
No, I'm not saying you. I'm saying that.
But it will be on the social media streams, and I think by judging by the feedback they've given me, most people engage with it on websites and via social media rather than the physical paper.
Is there editorial that could go to? Like the Ilkley Gazette, if they got an editorial before midday Tuesday, we might do something.
It's a national feature that's in their sister newspaper, so I don't know what the relationship is between the Ilkley Gazette and the TNA. Are they just, are they owned by the same people?
I just know on the No Call Child campaign
Yeah.
that the TNA assumed the Ilkley Gazette would get the information. And were surprised when I said, well, they hadn't done anything.
Right. Okay.
I mean, if there's some editorial and you send it to me, I could then forward it on to the Ilkley Gazette. I don't know who the contact would be for the Keighley News, but actually Paul might know.
Yeah. It's been shared with Action Point in Keighley anyway, so because they're within the advert.
So if I contact them, then
yeah. But you can buy the TNA in Ilkley and in Keighley.
Yeah, but that's it's not
and
the local.
Even where I live.
Yeah. Well, you know what I'm saying, though.
Yeah. I am. Yeah. I do. Absolutely, I do. I was more concerned about the web and social media content, which is where I think we'll get most of the traffic from, rather than the paper-based media. So anyway, enough of that. Has anyone got anything else planned? It'd be really good if you've got any positive stories that we could share on social media. #Volunteers Week.
Yeah, we're trying to stick to those themes, because I think MVCO have got like a thing each day, haven't they? Like a little theme. So I'm trying to link it as much as we can. Obviously, most of our things are going to be just online because we're not actually physically doing much then. But we have got our gardeners, our Bollinghall gardeners are going back on Friday, and they started at the Industrial Museum. The industrial gardeners visited their new tool shed in the Industrial Museum, which was brilliant, on Friday just gone. So we can promote things like that with little photos. And we have, the main thing is, we have had our chair of the Friends has made a really good film around the Anish Kapoor art piece in Cartwright Hall, and just talking about why it's good to volunteer and why she volunteers, and, you know, how to befriend and how to be a volunteer and that kind of thing. So I'm hoping that's going to be done in time, just to get a bit of a film out or something on the website and social media.
Well, that'd be brilliant. So look out for that and get sharing. Yeah. Anything else?
We've got volunteer stories going out every day next week. Why they volunteer, like what it means to them, and like skills and things that they've. So we're trying to really encourage more sign-ups from people. We did Volunteer Appreciation Week not long ago, you see. So we already did all the thanking in that. So we are still going to do a thank you video from one of my staff. And then I've done a video as well that'll go out that's saying thank you and encouraging people to take a look at the new volunteering roles. So we've kind of spun it a little bit around encouraging new volunteers to sign up, but with a thank you message in there as well.
Okay, fab. So look out for that and share. Anyone else got any plans?
We're doing, through Horton Housing's own web pages, releasing thank you messages, and I've done an article for our volunteer newsletter about a lady who volunteers with us, who also volunteered after being displaced from Iraq to Syria. So quite an interesting story. But yeah, watch out for Esther, and the Horton stuff will be coming out thick and fast next week.
Brilliant. I look forward to seeing that. Okay. Any more for animal? Sounds like. Sorry, no, me. Carry on.
Peacemaker International is doing internship training, and we pay for the bus fare and provide refreshment. But because of the lockdown, we only bring 2 people at a time, that they have to sit down 2 meters apart. So if you have anybody that is looking for a job or want to start their own business, please direct them to us.
Okay, thank you. Any more? Okay, Ros, over to you. Student volunteering update. They've all gone home.
That's fine. They've all gone home. A lot of people haven't actually. We had our intramural competition at the weekend, run very smooth. That's 12 different sports over 2 days, and then they get together in groups, and then they do all of those sports kind of throughout the day. And they behaved very well. Lots of very tired people, and they were allowed to go into the pub afterwards, which was very confusing for lots of people. And it was good. We tried to maintain social distance. They're mostly outside, so that went well. Anyway, so the students are enjoying being back. I think they're just raring to do something that's involving group work, meeting up, anything that brings people together. They've mostly gone. At the end of term is the start of June, so that was the last hurrah. We have got some awards. We normally do them at the end of May, but because they're over Zoom anyway, we're just doing them in the middle of June. And this is like student leadership awards, but it's just that part of it is volunteering. So I'm getting some lovely feedback from organisations who've had students over the year, or even just recently, if they've just done 15 hours or more, they can get an award. So it's just it's trying to encourage everyone really, and they get a mention and a certificate. But there's lots of other, we've also got a community impact award, which is my one. So anyone who's done hundreds of hours and is a total superstar can go for that. We've got 3 nominees, but they don't know they've been nominated, so it's so exciting. And then they get given it, hopefully get cajoled into coming to the award ceremony, and then they get given it as a complete surprise. It's always really nice. So just looking forward to that. And then I'm away for a lot of the school holidays, so I'll probably have an out of office reply on for most of the school holidays. And then I'm back in September. But we're really, now my focus is finishing the award stuff and then focusing on September, where all the students will be back on campus. So if you have any opportunities volunteering for young people, students, and you need any help for anything that's going on, projects starting mid-September onwards, our biggest, usually traditionally without COVID, our massive engagement period, kind of ×2, is between October and November. So that's where we really try and get organisations to focus all their energy on putting the opportunities on the system, and then we promote them like crazy through that month. And that's when the students really are looking for new things to do for the whole year, and they're scouting for things. After that, it tails off. There's another little peak after exams in January. But the September-October one is massive. So so anything you've got coming up then, that's the time to really push it. And I might do some, we have volunteering week, then we have our volunteering week, then student volunteering week in October. So we're doing, we'll probably do like some talks and things that we did last year, maybe in person, maybe over Zoom. I know it's a long way in the future, but I think just knowing what's coming up, you can then tie your stuff into it. That'll probably be like early October, will be talks, early to mid-October. And then just promoting all the opportunities. So if you've got anything like that, just let me know. I can help to register if you've not registered already, and we can get it all set ready for them. And that's it. Yeah, just hoping it all works really, and that we can stay open. The students have had it a bit rough. Yeah. They've had it. We think we've had it rough. Students have had it rough. It's been very hard for them, especially the international ones. Haven't been able to travel home, and they've been cooped in halls. You know, paying a lot of money effectively to have online lectures in the halls room all year. So it's been hard for students across the country, and then they've been given bad rep by a lot of newspapers, and most of them have been extremely well behaved and lovely. So I think hopefully things will look up for them next year.
Okay, thanks, Ross.
Thanks.
It's supposed to be me again now. I'll keep it very brief, mainly because we're sending out a newsletter to both our mailing list and hopefully Rosie's mailing list, if she does it for me, which will have a lot of information in that I wanted to share, and I'm just aware that time's moving on. But just a couple of things to flag up. Our colleagues at Community Action Bradford District are running a leadership development programme for staff and volunteers within the voluntary sector, and it's free. There'll be detail, if you've not seen the details of that, details of that will be in the newsletter tomorrow. We're in the process, probably familiar with the People Can volunteering kite mark. We've had to rebrand that to People Can volunteering quality standards, because kite mark is copyrighted word apparently, and that's been the same issue for colleagues across the region who also use that kite mark word. But as it turns out, we're kind of relaunching it post-September, and it'll be more of a kind of West Yorkshire set of standards, in that colleagues in Leeds, colleagues in Caldwell, Kirklees run their own similar set of quality standards, and what we've done is try to bring it all together to enable organisations that maybe work across county boundaries and boroughs to not have to do 2 sets of quality standards, to just do one, the West Yorkshire Volunteering Quality Awards. That should be ready in the autumn. Those of you who've already achieved the Bradford version, you don't need to do anything. It'll be relaunched in the autumn. Those of you who are thinking about doing it, deadline for the next set of assessments is the 10th of September, I think. After that, we'll be introducing the new branding and slightly altered set of indicators as well. But more of that as and when it starts to develop. And the last thing I wanted to say, which is a bit of a plea really, I was hoping there'd be hundreds of people at this meeting. So taking us back to COVID, over the last couple of weeks or so, we've been busy recruiting volunteer marshals for the 2 vaccination hubs in the city. And the response has been healthy. We've had over 200 people come forward to kind of volunteer their time to be volunteer marshals at the vaccination hubs. The commitment is a minimum of 4 hours per week. It's not, I'll be honest, it's not a very interesting role, but it is essential. And you are badged as an NHS volunteer. The reason I'm telling you this is because we need hundreds of more people, because from the 1st of June, the plan is to offer the vaccination to anyone who's over 18. And the hubs currently operate from 8 in the morning till 8 at night, 7 days a week. So we need hundreds more potential volunteer marshals. So if you or you know anyone, or you've got any resting volunteers, or you've got any volunteers who want to do some more things, please encourage them to apply for this role. It's a really simple registration process, and the link will be in the newsletter I'm going to send around tomorrow. Hopefully that makes sense. All expenses paid, by the way. So you can travel over from Ilkley to pay your train fare. I think that'll do. I'm aware that time's moving on. So I know that we had another little extra piece of business that I thought would be really useful for you to hear. It's something that Charlotte from Shop Assist has been working with over the last few months during the lockdown period, which was a really helpful project for her. So do you want to just say a little bit about that, Charlotte?
Yeah, sure. So really, it's just to make you aware of a repository of lessons learned, basically, that Ilkley Good Neighbours have submitted one of these recipes, as they're called, about our partnership working with VHelp, which I've mentioned previously on an earlier meeting, which is a piece of software, an app that we use for reimbursing our volunteers, because when they're doing the shopping on behalf of somebody, and obviously paying with their own bank card, they then need to be reimbursed. And this system that we've been using, VHelp, allows for direct payment from a client straight to the volunteer using a third-party secure payment system. So I was made aware of this service. It's hosted by someone called Catalyst. It's a network to sort of support the growth of digital skills around charities. So all of the service recipes on there are around digital solutions that charities have found throughout COVID and beyond, within the UK and beyond. And it's just been written up in a really, really simple way of, you know, if you wanted to recreate this, you'd have to do this step, this step, this step. This is who it's useful for. This is why you would do it. These are things you should, you know, take into consideration if you're wanting to replicate it. There's a few on there, there's about half a dozen on there that specifically talk about digital solutions around volunteering. And then about another 70 that talk about, you know, other things that charities might want to do digitally. But I just thought it was worth letting you guys know. I can put the link to the recipes in the chat so that you've got it. And presumably, Steve, you might pop it in the newsletter and so on as well.
I've literally just made a note. It's going in the newsletter. Yeah, thanks.
Super. But I will stick it in the chat as well. But yeah, it was just sharing it with you really about, you know, it's always worth looking around. Just yesterday when I was reading about it to prepare to talk about it a little bit, I found a story and I thought, oh, that would be useful. It was an app for producing digital volunteer IDs. So they have it on as an app on their phone rather than having a lanyard thing. And I thought, oh, that might be quite useful. So you never know what you might find. So there it is. And that's probably about as much as I can tell you. I don't know if there's anything else or any questions.
Yes, so any questions?
The other thing I would say is that VHelp that we've been using, which we use VHelp Shopping. They also have a similar app that does VHelp Expenses, which just allows volunteers to claim their expenses, so their travel and their sustenance and that kind of thing. So it's, you know, but it's separate. So it might be worth investigating. Again, I can put that link in for you if that's helpful. There you go.
Thank you, Charlotte. That's really helpful. And again, I'll stick that in the newsletter as well, because I remember you talking about that before. I think we've already featured it, but it can go in again. Thanks. So that kind of segued into a bit of AOB stroke networking information exchange. So has anyone got anything burning they want to share with the group before we start to wrap up?
Could I just ask Ros a question? So our student volunteer has been an absolute superstar this year and made a massive difference in the life of one particular woman, you know, to a point where she's been able to take back control of her life. He's been brilliant, to be fair. But he mentions he quite often goes to a global cafe. Is that something hosted by the university, or is it something separately?
I'm not sure. I haven't been on campus since August. It might be something on campus, but I don't know. I can. You're better off asking the student. Yeah, sorry not to know. Does anyone else know? Does anyone else know a global cafe? Oh. Is it an actual cafe, or is it a project?
Well, I think it's an actual cafe where the international students kind of congregate and support each other and offer each other support. I didn't know if it was part of kind of your role or something separate. Yeah,
we do have an international students room where they can hang out. They can use the computers, and they do like teaching each other language. They teach each other's languages in classes. So it might be that. They might have called it Global Cafe. Yes, I might be slightly out of touch with that, but that's an on-campus thing. Yeah, but it's Paul, do you know?
It is Global Cafe is aims to provide a place for all international students studying at Bradford University or college to meet people, make friends. With 1 second. Please make friends and improve their English whilst here in Bradford. It's run by volunteers from a local church at the university's Christian Union. We offer a wide variety of activities for students to get to know local people, study the Bible, and explore Christianity. Cool.
So it's a Christian Union. Union. Okay. Do you know where that's based, Paul? Is it based
in second.
Desmond Tutu house?
It's Discovery Global Cafe, the Discovery Centre, 1 Sherborne Road, Bradford, BD7 1RB.
Cool. I didn't know about that. That's really helpful to know. I think I've seen that. That's near Lacestridge Lane, isn't it? Actually, I think I've seen that. Okay.
Yeah, I lived on Sherborne Road when I was a student.
Cool, thank you. Thanks, Michael. Yeah, is there anything you wanted to know about it, or whether it was on campus? Is that what you were asking?
No, it's just, again, it's been really useful for some of our participants who've gone there with this particular student and been able to meet people from their own countries of origin or that they share a language with. So it's just a useful resource, I guess, for us all to know about now. But yeah, just a question for you, really.
Thank you. Thank you for letting me know about it. Yeah, that's great. That's great.
Okay, thank you, Michael. Anyone else? No. Okay, in which case I suggest we close the meeting. We were thinking maybe arrange the next one towards the end of June. How does that sound?
Yeah, if it's after the 21st, we'll be able to discuss where we go.
Yeah. Yes, very true, very true. Hopefully. We always used to vary the days to do with Rosie's rota or something, but
No, it's not. It's just some people are part-time, and if we do it on the same day every time, we miss them.
yeah.
So if we swap the day around, it means we sometimes catch. If they work on a Thursday and Friday, then it's hard luck.
Yeah.
But if they work on a Monday or a Wednesday, that they can come. We do it on a Monday then next time.
Yeah.
Maybe the 28th. Or even 5th of July. I don't mind. Anyone got any preference or want to veto the 28th of June or the 5th of July? Nope.
I'm easy either.
Either.
Yeah. I don't
Okay.
mind.
Maybe the later date, then we'll have 2 weeks potentially after the fabled lifting of lockdown.
So you think the 5th, Michael?
At least if things have then got back to some kind of normality, we'll know where we're at, I guess.
That's true. So leaving it a little bit longer might be better. Yeah, so we've got time to figure out what we're doing.
Yeah, and if we need to book rooms or gazebos or whatever it is, we've got some time, haven't we?
I think this next one might be on Zoom, unless we get really excited or ambitious in the meantime. I don't know. We'll have to see. If it's not on Zoom, we'll let you know as soon as possible. We might be able to book might be able to book the greenhouse or the big hall. Don't know. We'll have a chat. We'll have a chat and sort something out. Yeah.
Or do a hybrid, part Zoom, part town hall. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm up for that.
Yeah.
Okay, 5th of July then, I'm calling it. 5th of July. Is this, can we make it, what time do you need to, I don't know, because I like 1 o'clock, but Steve doesn't like 1 o'clock, do you?
Can we do 11?
Yeah.
Yeah, 11's all right. 11's all right on a Monday, yeah. Is 11 all right for everyone else?
Yeah.
People that are here, because you get to choose if you're here, you see, you get to stay. Okay, cool. 5th of July, 11 o'clock. There you go. We're doing it.
Brilliant. Oh, thank you all very much. Lovely to see you and lovely to hear some positive stuff as well.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.
Thanks, everyone.
Right. Are we going?
I'll just.
That was really